says we're live. So, welcome to the Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal. My name is Robin Nutt, and I am your host of the channel and the founder of the energyhealingschool.com. This is our self-care challenge, right? So, in this video, as we do, I'm going to walk you through my journaling process and share some real-life examples with you. So, if you have your journal, I have mine. Get ready to journal with me. So as we start getting our mindset ready, just getting in the position, getting present with ourselves, getting present with our journal, setting the intention, knowing that we're going to ask ourselves this question and we're going to listen and see what comes up, right? Then self-care challenge. I like to write those words out too, because it's an acronym. So then I can pay attention to what letter, what word, what focus we are looking at today. So today in self-care, it's the letter R for receiving. And then in my healing system, the best you, call it signature system, healing system, my system, my process of best you, it's a letter U for unconditional love, because that's what I needed, you guys, to really keep me above water, help pull me out of the trenches. Like I learned so many different modalities. I won't go big into it, but if you've seen words, if you've seen my spiritual awakening story, I talk about it on there. But pulling in the spiritual beliefs, the energy of the source of unconditional love, I had to. It was what was missing in all the things I had learned, right? So receiving for self-care, unconditional love, and the best you. All of that is governed by the crown chakra, like literally, right? It's our gateway, doorway, in a sense, to connect with the source of unconditional love. So then our journal prompt, I write that down as well. How do you receive love when you avoid yourself? And then ask yourself, just really ask yourself that question and wait for an answer. Listen. Again, some things might come up that are just seem off the wall. Your to-do list, a grocery list, right? Whatever it may be, and that's fine. Just let the brain process. Ask yourself again if you need to. If you find that your mind just went off track somewhere, pay attention to where it went, because there might be a connection, but then also ask yourself the question again to bring you back in. Excuse me. So when I asked myself the question, the real life experiences, what came up at first was you don't. So how do you receive love when you avoid yourself? You don't really, do you? For me, in my reflections, I would say I didn't. So avoiding yourself blocks you from receiving love. You may find you dismiss it, refuse to believe it, meaning like you're not trusting that others or someone else would love you because you feel unworthy and you don't love yourself. So as I had shared before, I spent so much of my time growing up and whatnot feeling like a misfit and not really knowing who I was, right? Which again helped birth the BU 5-day challenge. Because I didn't feel like me. Like I didn't know that per se. I just knew something was off. I knew that there were levels of uncomfortability. Like there were some things in my awareness, but unlike now when I can reflect back and pinpoint things a little more, I didn't understand it then. Again, I would be asked like what I like to do, and I didn't necessarily know. Right? I don't know. Or certain characteristics about me that I didn't know. I just didn't see them. I was so focused on the outside world, right? Other people's stuff, trying to help other people, and then trying to fit in to not feel like that misfit. So that chameleon where I'd shift, almost like shape shifting, not in the same way, not physically, but emotionally, in a sense, mentally, the personality, those characteristics, those shifted to kind of fit into certain whatever people I was around, right? Definitely was not me. So in that sense, I don't have words tonight. In that sense, how do you receive love? Well, if you don't know who you are, how do you receive love? And then if you beat yourself up, how do you receive love? Right? Block it, dismiss it, toss it away, deny it, don't trust it. How can you love me when I can't love me? Or what I focus on about me are all the icky characteristics, all the things I think are so terrible, right? So then the next, I'm going to move that into receiving from God, Source, Pure Spirit, the source of unconditional love, incorporating and including and being aware of those old programs too. Because if you were like me, I wouldn't say my immediate family so much. They weren't really religious. However, I went to church with other family members. So then I was picking up and learning within the church, right? And I'm not bashing any. I went to a few different ones. So I got to experience different perspectives, which I'm happy for. But there's those beliefs about having like this angry God, right? This father figure in the sky and the angry God. Again, I'm not bashing anything. I'm just sharing perspectives. And then being the sinner, right? Like you're so terrible. Just some of the context sometimes, the way things are spoken or heard as a kid, how I'm hearing it, right? Maybe it wasn't meant to come out that way at all, but how I was hearing it was like, you're just the sinner and you're just this terrible person and you have to do all these things to be accepted and loved by God or you're going to burn in hell, right? So, however you internalize that and understand that, and then it shifts and continues, and more beliefs are added to that along the way, it's difficult to then love yourself because there's like this, but I'm a sinner. What did I do wrong? Well, I was born because we're born sinners, right? Again, however, keep in mind that when you learn something, how old were you when you learned it? So how you hear it and how you internalize it, and then even though you might hear it a little differently as you get older, some of those beliefs are really deep rooted and it can take a while, especially if you don't really know how to completely shift them or transmute them or relearn or reprogram another. It can take some time and effort, right? But that's why we do these things. So then you have those expectations, there's some fear involved, that judgment, and then you have the blame, shame, and guilt, and all of these things can initiate that idea to avoid. Oh, I just won't pay attention to that. I won't look at that. I won't look at me, because I'm this terrible person. Now, I'm not saying that all of us are fabulous humans. We might be fabulous souls, but we're not fabulous humans. We all make poor choices, right? The choices that aren't choices that go against our own values. I'll just say it like that, within our own judgments. I think it's fair to say that most of us could probably, if we're being honest with ourselves, we could say I say it was wrong because it went against my own values. And that's owning your stuff. And that's a good thing in my book. That's full awareness, full acceptance. Not saying I'm just going to keep doing it over and over and the heck with it, but it's having the full awareness and full acceptance to see it, to know it, and then to know that that it goes against your values, to then choose differently, right? It's not because in every moment we have a new choice. So I can choose differently. Same goes with getting to know you and then giving yourself permission to be you without carrying all of that blame, shame, and guilt every single day, all day long, right? Let me know if that makes sense for you, if that resonates at all. So the other part I want to bring in about what I learned in the churches and religions was that God is also, I'll say it that way, also a forgiving God and a loving God for all of his quote unquote children, right? So everybody is loved unconditionally and forgiven, right? But it's interesting as we get older, how, especially I'm just pulling in the age thing and that level of understanding, my younger years of the fear, carrying more of the fear and the judgment than the forgiveness and the love. One just seemed to have more weight, and it does, it's heavier energy. But again, at a younger age, I don't understand all that, right? It took me a long time to be able to feel like I have a level of understanding. Do I understand it completely? Of course not. Are we supposed to? I don't know. Just saying. But that's what got me questioning, I will say that. So it got me in a position where I would then challenge my programs, my old beliefs, and then allow myself to incorporate and bring in and be open to new possibilities, new opportunities. Excuse me, getting to know me for who I am and allowing myself to be open to receive the source of unconditional love first and foremost. Because there's still question about a level of trust that we have with other humans, right? And we can say other souls, but that other soul is still lugging around a human who might decide to human sometime. It sounds so weird, right? But you feel me, don't you? You know what I mean? So there's that. But whatever's going on the outside, we're doing this journaling process to look on the inside, right? So again, this is supposed to be personalized for you. So let me know in the comment section how you found this particular journal prompt, the discussion for this journal prompt. Again, if you relate or not, and in what ways. I, of course, invite you to hop on the Zoom with me. You can journal together, have a brief conversation. We'll still keep it short, right? Won't keep you on all night. And the BU 5-day challenge, it's still in pre-launch mode. So if you would like that 50% off, go to the energyhealingschool.com and get signed up before I launch. I'm looking at January at this point in time. I don't have the exact date just yet, but I will keep you informed. Again, getting through this holiday season, which, not gonna lie, was amazing today. Very pleased, very happy, it was very nice. If I would have let my human just take the lead on the thought process, might, yeah, but I didn't. I just stayed present in the moment, accepting, grounded, releasing what didn't need to be, I didn't need to hold on to, didn't need to worry about, and things just flowed and it turned out so well. So I wish that for all of you. If you find any challenges coming up in the next couple days or through the season. So with all that being said, thank you for sharing your time and space with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time in the world it is for you. Meet me back here tomorrow, of course. I can't believe it'll be Monday already for root chakra healing. And we'll talk again about self and our self-awareness and our beliefs, again, with the root chakra energy.